Action fanatics, welcome to another edition of the Bulletproof Podcast. I'm your host, Chris the Brain. Joining me, as always, it is the toy man, Christy Petrillo.
I am present here to kick off the new year with a new movie tonight.
Indeed. And joining us, you know who it is. It's Ryan Campbell.
I'm here just to let one rip, Brain.
Oh, okay, but hit the mute.
This
if that
podcast stinks already.
Yeah, it does. It does. But you know what doesn't stink? I'm going to tell you. It's bulletproofaction.com, folks. You got to check it out. I want to thank Andrew Babcock. He recently shared his essential episodes for the classic MacGyver series. But a brand new series just started. And Ryan Campbell, you were on top of it, as always. A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms.
That's right. We go back to Westeros for a little bit more grounded tale. No more kings and kingdoms. We are a lonely hedge knight just trying to make his way in the world. A little bit different. The shorter episodes. They're just over 30 minutes. So a quicker hit. A little bit of a lighter tone maybe, but it's really enjoyable. So come check it out with us.
Yep, episode 1 dropped, and Ryan will continue. What is there, 7 or 8 episodes, I believe?
I think something like that, yeah. It's kind of pissy, though. Like, a lot of the, content creators on that stuff, they got, to see the whole season already, because it only takes, 3 hours to watch them all, 30 minutes.
See,
so they got shit out being, talking about the whole season. Bullshit.
We need to get up the food chain there so you can get that stuff. I will get to go see the brand new movie Mercy, and that will be coming up on the site here this week, as will Matt Spector's look back at Torque, or is it Torque?
Isn't that the street bike movie that came out right after Fast and Furious that tried to capitalize on them?
It was from Fast 2004.
Yeah.
I've never seen it. I know of it, but I never saw it. I was surprised to find that people like Adam Scott and Dane Cook were in the movie.
It honestly was ahead of its time because it kind of saw Fast and Furious and was like, hey, we can crank that to 11. And then it was kind of, people were like, oh man, that's a little much. But then the actual Fast and the Furious franchise went there anyway, 10 years later. So
it took them a little bit, but yeah. Ice Cube is in it. You can't go wrong with Ice Cube, can you, Toy Man?
Not from where I'm standing. The man is a legend in the music and in the film industry.
You should probably sit down. We're going to be here for a while. And then also my first Well Go USA review for 2026 will be later this week for Revolver Lily. So that's all coming up on Bulletproof, or it's already happened on bulletproofaction.com. Check it out. Join us over there. We're doing work over there.
You know who's aged really well?
Oh, please. Not me, but go on.
Parker Posey has aged really well.
Okay, Parker. Right.
I just saw her Hyundai commercial on the college football title game.
Okay.
She's aged really well.
There you go, Parker.
I think she probably earned that after season 3 of The White Lotus. I think that kind of threw her back into the forefront.
It has. That was really I can't think of what else she'd done between that and back when Superman, but yeah.
Rejuvenated her in more ways than one, apparently.
Now she's making that big Hyundai money.
Oh, you know what? It's funny that you mentioned Hyundai because when I listened back to our episode from last week, which was our Nowhere to Run episode, if you missed out, the commercial before the show started was for Hyundai.
There you go.
Look at us. We're getting A-list commercials here, folks.
Oh, I finally got monetized on my YouTube channel again. And yeah, you can tell they're trying to figure out what to throw in my videos because it is all over the place. Some weird shit getting advertised before my YouTube videos.
I'm used to either the Progressive Insurance or Skinny Pop popcorn, but Hyundai, I'm like, oh, we're getting automotive.
Top of the line.
Yeah, so very good. So yeah, and if you missed out on Nowhere to Run, check it out either on our YouTube channel or in the archives. But let's get into what we're here to talk about today because this is a first for the show. We're talking about a Netflix original film, a brand new Netflix original film. It just came out last Friday, the 16th. It is The Rip,
Probably
And
not good on us because the Netflix stuff does really well on the site. We
probably need to do it more
Yeah, I
often.
don't know
We'll
why
see.
we're-
We'll see how this performs, because sometimes the site and this podcast, they don't always jive as far
That's
as
a good
what you
point,
would
yeah.
think. Sometimes it does. Sometimes you never know. Nobody knows. Everyone I speak to about this topic, no one can other than Toyman. He thinks he knows, but he don't know shit. But listen,
Well, I was gonna say no rhyme or reason because reviews that I did 8 years ago are getting resurrected as like top posts of the month.
yeah, you never
This
know.
one's getting a lot of buzz though. I'm seeing like it's like broken through to like my Facebooks being like, this movie was great on Netflix. Well, they wouldn't check us out. Blah, blah, blah.
Right. Yeah.
it's kind
And I
of-
mean, it was kind of, smart strategy. You had the long weekend for a lot of people. I'm sure I'm not the only one who's in the frickin' deep freeze. So it's like, you're not going to necessarily want to be going out anywhere. So you have a night in. Here's a brand new movie with A-list stars. Come on now, let's watch it. And I think that's what happened. And that is why it was the number one movie for Netflix, obviously, over the weekend.
Yeah, well, and we'll talk about it. There's also this thing called that Netflix effect and just general people's response to movies. We've talked about this before when we've done other Netflix movies or talked about them in the past. But like, there's this like sense where a movie would probably be shit in the theaters, but since people are paying now like $30 a month for their Netflix, like your brain instinct, it's almost like sunken cost fallacy in a way. Your brain wants to justify that purchase. So sometimes you'll watch a movie that probably isn't great, but since it was free on your service and you're sitting there doing nothing on a Friday night, you're like, that movie was great. And then you go on Facebook, like, did anyone check this out? It was really good, blah, blah.
I don't know. I'm not paying no $30 for Netflix. Netflix is like my cheapest one. It's like $9.
I have no idea what I pay for it now, to be honest with you. I thought it's at least $20.
Mine's $9.
And I'm not even paying for I don't think I'm getting like the 4K, get like
Right now. I'm getting like I got the cheapest option because the main thing I watch is Raw.
Yeah.
And it's going to have commercials no matter what. So it's like, well, why should I pay for commercial free? And even the rip, I mean, I think it just had the commercial at the beginning and then that was it.
God, I hate. Yeah, I'm fine with that, honestly. I freaking hate now that all these services put ad breaks in the middle of like throughout movies. That really pisses me off. You want to like be like, here's 2 minutes or 5 minutes of ads and then you'll get to your movie. I'm like, that's fine for what I pay.
Yeah,
they start interrupting it now, like I'm watching it on fucking TBS, that pisses me off.
Whoa, wow.
I can take that with Pluto TV and Tubi,
right?
Because you expect
you're
that
paying
from the
zero.
free ones.
You're paying nothing. I'm paying HBO Max or Peacock like close to $20 a month, and you still want to put ads every 12 minutes.
I like the
everything's worse, brain, than it was 10 years ago.
Get ready. Just keep that theory because that's going to go on for the rest of your life. Now, Prime is very interesting because it'll be like you'll have your commercials at the beginning. Then, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes in, they do one. And then they do one like 10 minutes after that. And then they're done. It's like, well, they must have figured something out. Like, okay, once you get past the half-hour mark, you've earned yourself no more. I don't know.
Like when we did James Bond, I only got one like in the middle of the film, like 45 minutes in.
That just shows how much it takes you out of the movie experience, though, because I've also had ones where randomly I'm like, I haven't had an ad in a while, which is not a thought I should have when I'm trying to watch a movie on your service.
Let me tell you the one place you don't want to watch a movie if you don't like ads. It's Fossum.
Fossum? I haven't even heard of that one.
Fossum.
Who comes up with these things?
Fossum
is not awesome.
Awful. It's awful. I'll tell you what. I tried to watch this damn movie for the PM podcast, Midnight Warrior, which I don't know. I looked on YouTube real quick and I'm like, oh, it's not there, but it was, but it just had it was written in Spanish. And I'm like, I think I must have seen that and was like, oh, I don't want to watch it. But if you watch the movie, it's in English. So I'm like, you dumb shit, you should have just watched there. But anyway, I'm watching Midnight Warrior and there's a commercial and it was like Experian 19 times in a row. And
I've had that happen before.
I couldn't take it. I couldn't take it, folks.
I don't know what it was, but yeah, it was one of those smaller ones, and you could tell that they just third party outsource whoever splices in the ads, and there was a rotation of the same exact one every single time.
And worse is on the screen, it would be skip ad. but you couldn't do anything. It just was like there to tease you. It's like
just taunting you. It was just
like
there.
I'm trying. Like I don't know if it's because it was the Fire TV I was watching. Maybe it would have worked on a Roku. I don't know. But
they're just like grabbing like the web version. It's not like optimized for the Fire TV stick, but you don't.
And I'm like, I couldn't click it. I wanted to go up to the screen and punch it. I'm like, it's not letting me arrow over there. It's not doing anything, you bastards. So yeah, I'm sorry. I support a lot of these fast services, like Tubi. I love Tubi. Pluto. I turned on Pluto. I turned on Pluto for the first time in a long, long time, and frickin' American Ninja 2: The Confrontation. And I had not gotten to the blind beggar bar fight hadn't happened yet, so I'm like, well, we're just gonna sit our ass here until that comes on now, aren't we? And yes, we did. But yeah, so Netflix. I like your commercial strategy. And if you're like paying the super exorbitant amount, I imagine you're not getting any commercials. So good on you. But Netflix isn't too bad with the commercials.
But back to my point.
Yes.
Well, this review put in the context of, is it actually good movie, a bad movie, or a good Netflix movie? That's kind of how we're framing it here.
Yeah. I mean, and I do see those comments. Like, it doesn't look bad for a Netflix movie. All right.
But I also see people who are like, best movie of the year. And it's like that, like one of the Zack Snyder abominations that are on Netflix or something. Yeah. It's like, you don't get out to the theater much, do you?
Well, I mean, the other thing is, I have seen, like this is
going outside or something.
Right. I have seen people say The Rip is the best movie of the year. And it's like, okay, well, that's very good.
It's 19 days in.
Yeah, 2 weeks in.
And that was happening way before streaming, though. It'd be like something.
To be fair, that did happen a few years when Dune 2 came out, like in like the very beginning of the year, and you're like, well, that pretty much is probably the best movie of the year.
Yeah,
right there.
This has been happening forever, though, because I could remember like, oh, this whatever is the best family comedy of the year, and it's like it's January 20th. What? How many family comedies have come out? I mean, it's true.
You know what? You got to milk that good publicity.
Exactly. It's a true statement. It's like saying bulletproofaction.com is the #1 action movie website named bulletproofaction.com. You know, it's true, but it isn't.
Best pie in the city, Brain.
It's very, very right. Try the veal. It's the best in the city. Yeah. Listen now. So we're going to talk about The Rip. We're going to get to it, folks. The Rip. You know, it was directed by the one and only Joe Carnahan, who directed one of the most unsung action movies of all time. And we talked about it here about a year ago, The A-Team.
Wow.
Love The A-Team.
Really? Those are two very different movies.
Yep. He did The A-Team. He did The Gray.
Oh, I did like The Gray. Yeah.
He did, what was it, Cop Shop?
He wrote the Death Wish remake.
He did write yeah. So
the Bruce Willis one.
He's
and Bad Boys for Life.
Thank you for clarifying that it was the Bruce Willis Death Wish remake.
You thought it was the new Charles Bronson Death Wish remake.
And that was the bronzy.
Well, you know, with AI is capable of many things, Ryan Campbell. We might just get that. I hope we don't, but we might.
Hey, Kebby, why do I have 6 fingers?
Yeah, why, Cabby?
That was
thank you.
I don't know if that's Charles Bronson in an AI picture, in case you didn't catch it.
Right. I'm just waiting for Bronzy to do a Death Wish movie.
Yeah, what's Bronzy been up to? I haven't checked on his filmography lately. I'm behind on my Bronzy knowledge.
You know, I saw that 12 to midnight.
Oh, yeah. Didn't that have to do like werewolves or something?
I might.
He needs one called like Kill Request.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he needs to. It has to be like the 12 to midnight. It's not 10 to midnight. This one's 12 to midnight. Death Wish.
He had the Escape
Fatal
from Death
Dream.
Block 13.
Yeah. There's that. I haven't seen many Bronzies. I think 2 Bronzies in my life. Death Kiss and The Gardener with Gary Daniels is in there as well.
Death Kiss was a Dollar Tree movie. I do own that.
That was one that I got it, and the lady at the the cashier. She's like, "Oh, Charles Bronson," and then she's like, "Whoa, wait." And
whoa.
No, lady, no. I'm excited that you're
Good
excited.
on her, though. I know, good on her though for spotting it. I'm kind of impressed.
I was like, I'm a Bronson fan, but this is a Bronson clone.
You're a true connoisseur if you were to pick up on that,
right? So I'm like, all right, lady. I did not expect you to even get excited that it was potentially Charles, but then to also have that immediate deflation.
Yeah,
that it was bronzy.
Her BS meter went off right away.
Yeah, it did. So yeah,
12 to Midnight is the one with Tito Ortiz. So I've seen the trailer for this before.
Yeah.
But yeah, a detective despondent after the murder of his wife and forced to resign is brought back to the force when a serial killer appears to be taunting him and turns out to be superhuman.
So instead of a naked killer, it's a superhuman killer.
Superhuman killer, which is, I'm assuming that Tito Ortiz is the killer.
Yeah.
Because the twist would be that he's like Bronzy's partner.
Interesting. We never saw Bronson get into any kind of like sci-fi, like, supernatural shenanigans.
No, he did not.
Oh, there is a review that says wannabe Bronson meets wannabe Wolfman.
This has got October written all over it. Does it not? Maybe not. But yeah, The Rip. We're back to that, folks. Bear with us.
As opposed to the rip-offs.
Right. Very nice, Toy Man. You're on your game today. Yeah, Joe Carnahan. This obviously a big selling point was also the big reunion of Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. It's always nice to see those two back together, Ryan Campbell.
Not just back together, but like in top form. Like this isn't one of those like cop-out things where they split time on screen, so either one of them are really never in the movie for longer than like 40 minutes or whatever. And like, no, I mean, this is I love movies like this that kind of take place like almost in real time, just one crazy night kind of thing. And I mean, one of them is on screen 95% of the time. Yeah. So they are, and their chemistry together and playing off each other. And, the fact that they play kind of best friends, if not brothers, that kind of get on each other's nerves and maybe fight a little bit in the movie, like the dynamic, the chemistry, their commitment to the picture, they really brought it. I was very impressed. So again, to harp on the Netflix stuff, sometimes these guys phone these movies in. You see the big star in a Netflix movie, and you can kind of tell like how engaged they are. And maybe it's because they were both producers on it, but they both were very engaged in the film.
Yeah, I was gonna say they had a little bit more stake in it than just taking the cash and running. Like they kind of invested, like you said, they were producing it, so they had a little bit more to give for this one.
And yeah, and from some of the things I've been hearing and reading, it's like there's like built-in incentives for this movie to do well. So again, everybody was motivated. It was kind of maybe a little bit of maybe a change in the way things are being done, where you could still make a profit and everybody wins basically. Obviously, Hollywood kind of has to rethink its strategies all across the board, but maybe our boys, Ben and Matt, are onto something.
I mean, there's lots
of Ryan's point. Oh, I was gonna jump in and say to Ryan's point about the Netflix, what we were talking about with the movies and the pattern of how these movies do well and how you stumble across them. Think of the video store era. You see a movie with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, you don't know much about it. Maybe you don't even stop to watch the trailer, but you're like, oh, I like them. I'll watch that just for the sake of watching it because they're in it. So you've got that star power. So that incentive is kind of built in if they market it with these two guys being in top form and reuniting for it.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say like that's a try. I mean, it's worked a lot for like other realms. Like sports is even like that. Like, hey, maybe we can't afford to pay you top tier money, but if the team makes the playoffs or you throw X amount of touchdowns or score X amount of points, you get some kickbacks or some bonuses.
Right.
And like everybody's sure as hell invested when that's the case.
Right. If your pay is tied to performance, you're going to perform better.
Yep.
And of course, the big thing for us action fanatics was the fact that freaking Scott Adkins is in this movie, and he's not being like in an action role, really, Ryan. He's a cop. He's an FBI man.
Yeah, I mean, and like playing opposite he plays Ben Affleck's brother, and he's in there trading bars with Ben Affleck and kind of, I mean, holding his own. Like he was really good in it. He's not in it a ton, but like impactful in the scenes he is in, and playing opposite Ben Affleck in the scenes he's in was really good. And yeah, but he don't throw a punch or a kick in the entire thing, but he does a fantastic job, I thought.
He doesn't even fire a gun or crash a car. Like we get all sorts of action in this one, and whereas Damon and Affleck are out of form, so to speak, so is Adkins. It's almost like they kind of reversed roles for this one.
Yeah. Jim Ross would say that Scott Adkins maximized his minutes.
He sure did. That he did.
He did.
I also got Tiana Taylor in here, which is perfect timing. She just won the Golden Globe last week for One Battle After Another. So that's another one where it's like hitting at the right time. She's in the news, pop, right in there. So it's a really good cast. Kyle Chandler in it as well, playing like his born to play role. That kind of like his delivery and voice. He's perfect for like an FBI agent or a DEA agent, either good cop, dirty cop, whatever it may be. Like he's born to play those roles.
Yeah. Everybody in the cast, there was no weak link in the entire thing as far as as far as I'm concerned. Somebody else may have something to say.
For sure.
And when you tell a tighter story like this and you have a smaller cast, I mean, the cast is pretty limited. Even if you pull up the IMDb page, there's not a lot of, most of the movie takes place in like 2 locations.
Right.
Maybe you can spring on some good talent, but again, outside of Affleck and Damon, most of these people aren't like A-list, stars, but they all are very good in their roles. Like this was a well scouted, well casted movie.
And just kind of, Toyman, why don't you give us the overview, just the plot overview. Give us a synopsis, Toyman style.
Spoiler alert. I'm assuming we're doing spoilers.
I would say minor spoilers.
Minor spoilers. Let's not get too deep into it because I'm sure there's people who want to check. Not everybody got to check it out yet.
The plot is twofold because we're dealing with the investigation of a murder of a cop,
or lack of
the
investigation.
Miami-Dade Police Department,
right?
And the tactical narcotics team, which is spearheaded by Matt Damon's character, Dumars. They are being questioned about it by Scott Adkins, who we mentioned plays a Fed, and we should also mention that he plays Ben Affleck's brother. Right. So the two of them get to interact a little bit. And actually, I could see I want to see them playing brothers in other movies now because I bought it. It didn't seem like it was like stunt casting or out of place. Like I could actually buy them as relatives.
Yeah, we need,
especially the fact that like Atkins is like maybe the younger, maybe a little more polished. He made it to the FBI and his like fuck up brother couldn't get outside of like but he's still a cop. But like just like he probably thinks he's pretty successful. Then his younger brother comes through and makes it to the FBI and all this other stuff.
Well, so yeah, you got to believe his younger brother. The sibling rivalry wanted to one up his brother. Oh, he's a big time Dade County cop. Watch this, motherfucker! I'm a Fed. Yeah.
While the TNT, the tactical narcotics team, are under fire for the death of her name was Jackie Velez, Captain Jackie Velez.
She was the original leader. She was the original leader. We see her perish basically instantly, and
that's how the movie starts.
Immediately, you have doubts about every freaking character in this movie,
which goes back to I think some of the good casting because we've seen Ben Affleck and Matt Damon play both good cops and bad cops. Right. Ben Affleck in Triple Frontier, another Netflix movie, is grizzled, beat down, used to be a good guy. Now he has a chance to maybe do something questionable to get a bunch of money, but it's kind of gray area. And this kind of movie that does the exact same thing. So you're like. There's so many times, Brain, throughout this movie, I wasn't sure where it was going. Are they all dirty? Is one of them dirty? Are two of them dirty? Are none of them dirty? Like the movie did a great job of writing and kind of playing off everyone's acting ability and some of your preconceived ideas of how these movies usually go or how these actors have played other roles. And it plays with that a lot. It does a really good job. I'm not gonna give anything away, but it's all very who's dirty, who's good, and it just plays with that the entire runtime.
Toyman, please continue.
So the TNT team, they receive a tip that there is a stash house, a drug house, and they go down there, and there is the granddaughter of the former owner who has apparently since deceased, and she's just kind of sitting in this not exactly a hoarder's paradise, but the house is not in the best of condition. And they decide to search the house. They have probable cause for it. And they have what the young lady sitting in the house thinks is a drug sniffing dog, but it turns out that it is a money sniffing dog. And lo and behold, there
get me one of
are
those.
millions inside the house.
Yeah, Wilbur. I mean, if I have to imagine that Crypto will be a part of Supergirl. That is her dog.
Oh yeah, he's in the trailer.
So
he pees on a newspaper, Superman on it.
So
speaking of, Sasha Calle, who plays Desi, was Supergirl in that shit Flash movie.
Right.
Oh my god, that movie was terrible. That was my Father's Day movie, the when that came out, and I knew it was going to be bad, but I love the Flash. Yeah, I love the Flash, so we had to see it. But Ezra Miller, keep him far, far away from anything.
God, do you remember like some of the early stuff people were saying about that movie too? Like it was like the best comic book movie in years. Like, oh my, like the way they tried to hype that thing up.
It was all, I mean, you want to talk about stunt casting. Yeah, I mentioned that when I was talking about Scott Adkins and Affleck as brothers. That movie was based solely on the return of Michael Keaton as Batman.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't even like the actual Michael Keaton Batman. It's like a semi kind of was.
Yeah, that's definitely like, that's when that became a thing. Like, okay, Michael Keaton's going to be in it to be Batman. That's when that movie really seemed like, oh my God, this is going to be so awesome. And then, didn't work out for him. That's all right. But yeah.
What Sasha Calle was good in it. I actually liked the Supergirl take in it. That wasn't bad.
My thing is, if there's a Golden Butthorn, if there's a second annual Golden Butthorn Award, we may have already 2 nominees for Dog of the Year.
Ooh, it's going to be a strong year for the dog category. Brady.
Maybe we need a couple more candidates. Perhaps somebody will just purposely be picking movies that have dogs in it. I don't know. We'll find out.
We got a lot of time to figure it out.
Exactly. Bulletproof Action is going to the dogs. Is that going to be the next theme week?
We got 50 weeks to figure it out.
That's right. We got some time. All right, Toy Man. So yeah, they get this tip. They go to the house. They find this money, and this is where really now, if you already were doubting these people, now you've got millions of dollars. And
you're basically thinking, you don't, obviously the murder is not solved yet, but now you're thinking, because they're all side-eyeing each other in the movie, and you're thinking like, okay, who's involved? Are they all involved? Are any of them involved? And is this money going to be used to kickstart a new life for them? They're
side-eyeing each other before they even leave the porch.
So many possibilities.
Yeah.
They all have like a little barbecue drinking at the station, and like they're all just joking about how they're all dirty, and then the DEA guys come up and they're like, "You're dirty, no, you're dirty." Like it's the dirty cop thing is a very central theme to the film.
And I'll tell you, one of my favorite moments is when what's her name? Oh my word! It was not
Lola Taylor's character, or
no, Lola.
Okay, the girl that was walking with the dog. Yeah,
she has just that one like bundle of money, and she's like, "Oh, how my life could change with." And I related to that so much.
Not because there's piles and piles and piles, and she's holding what is maybe less than 1% of it, and she's like, "This alone would completely change my life."
Yeah,
just kind of put it all in perspective.
That is, I've never had a sitting there with a bundle of money, but anytime I get a damn scratch off ticket and I'll look and be like, ooh, you could win up to $20,000. Before I've gotten a coin to scratch this thing, I'm like, ooh, $20,000. Here's what I would, like, I'm already spending that money. And then I'm lucky if I win $1. And I say, well, maybe next time. But yeah.
That was like me doing my taxes last night, and my return looked pretty damn good. In the back of my head, I know, like, for whatever reason, every single year, that's never what ends up in my account. Like for whatever, a few years ago, you were a little bit off, so we're retroactively taking some. Like, it feels like I'd never end up getting it. So part of me was like excited, and I was like, I'm not going to get my hopes up because
Right.
$50 says none of this will end up making it to my account.
So, yeah, I'm always like, oh, this is exactly what I would do. And that's obviously changed over the years as I've gotten older, perhaps wiser, or just have different places of debt. Like if it was many years ago, Ryan Campbell, and like 20 years ago, and you said $20,000, I'd probably be like, ooh, I'd buy me a ring and a ring truck that was like my own and like was reliable and it wasn't falling apart and you have to rely on anybody else because that's half the freaking battle with running wrestling shows. You need a damn ring.
That would have been awesome though. We've talked about this before, Brain. I'm just gonna let you guys all out there know. If you could take the roster we had back in 2005 and give us the technology of now, like Twitch or live streaming everything, like we have every show and everything, we could have done some shit, man. I really think we could have done some shit.
Could have. Yeah, it was a bit later than 05, but you're right. It was a time. We had some good, it was just an odd, like many things in life, it's all about timing. And yeah, we were a little bit before the technology boom. We were a little bit before
the indie boom.
The indie boom came back, and it was like, yeah, we were just wrong place, wrong.
Well, some banner shows though.
It was.
You should be proud as a booker. You were some good shows.
It's all right. But yeah, so definitely
decent amount of your guys are still working out there. Like some of them making some
of them are. I don't know that I was responsible for. It's not like I found these people. I may have kept them going a little bit. They may have been disenfranchised if they didn't have some place to work that they enjoyed.
They kept coming back.
They kept coming back. But yeah, that was definitely a scene that when she's got that bundle of money, I'm like, I could so freaking relate to this.
And now imagine that's your job every day. Like you're struggling to pay your bills. Your kids are sick. You go to the grocery store, prices keep rising. We all know right now, like that. It's very timely for right now. We're all feeling the crunch no matter what.
Yep.
And your daily job is sitting there. And like these people count it. She's just counting out millions of dollars every single week.
And again, she's getting shot at. Getting shot.
She took a bullet in the movie. Yeah.
This is not like, I have to sit at a desk all. No, it's like, yeah, she's getting shot for the freaking city.
Then you hand it over to a bunch of guys in suits and then go home and eat your ramen. Like, come on.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's very, very good. You can easily put yourself in the shoes of these cops.
And that's another cool point of the movie is it keeps kind of peeling back layers. Like it sounds like a very simple plot on paper. Like, yeah, a bunch of people struggling have the opportunity to maybe steal a large amount of money. But like the movie keeps going a little bit deeper by like, making it seem they all assume, oh, this is cartel money. But then like it turns out that's not as simple. And they kind of have this like free pass if they want to take it. So it's like, you have to watch the movie to see it. But like it's they keep kind of adding new layers to it that just keep making it more kind of conflicted and gray. And I kind of appreciate that the movie it didn't need to do a lot of that. It could have just been like, A, B, C, everyone go do your thing. But I tried to make it a little bit more complex. I appreciate that.
Well, yeah, no one knew exactly how much money was in there. So they could have just said like, yep, this is $500,000 was in there. Wow. But meanwhile, all the rest of them split the rest,
Yeah, and there's a nice little twist in the end that I kind of picked up on while it was happening, but that Matt Damon's character is doing in the early stages of the movie, and then it turns into be like a kind of a twist at the end. That was really clever, but yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, the thing too that I was going to say is with everybody's different characteristics and their motivations, like we're talking about the scene where she's holding the one bundle of money. They're investigating a murder. Ben Affleck's character is getting interrogated by his own brother.
Right. They won't even investigate their former captain's murder because, they can't afford the overtime, or it's just easier to say it was a dirty cop. So they get kind of thrown under the bus and, they don't want to. So like, yeah, they're very disenfranchised with the system. And then they're put in this opportunity where they can easily just walk away with all this money.
Yeah. You're basically setting everybody up to be the villain of the story. Like, are they collectively in it? Or could it be any one of them? So it's not, we've talked about plenty of these films that are just like straight up like, okay, this is the good guy, this is the bad guy, or you can see the twist coming from a mile away. And I think this film did a good job of making you think it was going to go in one direction And then when it swerves you, it's not a swerve for the sake of being a twist just to throw you off. It actually makes sense in the long run.
And they laid the groundwork early in the film that you realize after, like, so it's not like a red herring where they just like clearly baited you and then it was a cheap twist at the end. Like, no, it was all laid in there. And I thought the movie was going to go about 5 or 6 different ways. I feel like every 5 minutes I started like I could see a new angle or a new branch of maybe how it could end.
Yeah, I think the only one I didn't really doubt was Ben Affleck. But then I started thinking to myself, is that going to be the trick for it? Like, he's the one I'm like, oh no, he's the only one who seems like he might be on the straight and narrow here. But is that going to be the twist that they're like, haha? And I do also.
We're just hoping for him to be the bad guy so that Scott Adkins could kick his ass.
I will say, and I love how they kind of, we mentioned that, Adkins and Affleck are brothers in this. I do love how that was kind of introduced because he just, as far as we know, it's just he's getting interrogated by an FBI guy, and then they start getting physical with one another and like pushing each other around in the interrogation room, and you're like, oh shit, this guy's gonna get himself in a lot of goddamn trouble. You can't fucking do that to an FBI guy. But then he's like, oh, it's just the brothers getting into it. It's like, oh, there you go.
Yeah, that's how we find out they're brothers. Yeah,
it was great review, because otherwise you're like, well, shit, Ben Affleck's not long for this movie, because I don't think you could do that to an FBI man.
He puts a cigarette out like in his coffee and then throws the coffee onto him. Like,
like it was, and we still got like Boston Ben Affleck. Like, I know it takes place in Miami, but he was still like, he's a cunt.
Yeah.
Like
he's wearing a tracksuit. Like, he's bringing Boston energy to the role for sure.
For sure.
Oh yeah,
that was Dunkin' coffee he threw on him.
I had that in my review on Bulletproof Action, that if you ever wanted to hear Ben Affleck call Scott Adkins a cunt, this is the movie for you folks.
He spells it out to him too.
That's right. So yeah, any other favorite moments? I mentioned the counting of the money. Ryan Campbell, any favorite moment you want to bring up?
I thought the finale itself was really good. The way that it kind of gives both leads in the film, like you almost get 2 action finales in one, know? Where they're both kind of have their own final battle, and we're kind of switching back and forth, and they're very different, but both equally kind of action movie finales. So I thought that was really cool. But yeah, I think the standout to me was Matt Damon's character. I think Ben Affleck was good, but Matt Damon's, I thought, was a very layered performance. And again, the last few minutes of the movie, we're still learning things about his character and everything that kind of influence the decisions he's made throughout the film. And I just thought he did a fantastic job at it. And he kind of brings that competent Matt Damon, but still kind of like, clearly he's beaten down. Earlier in the film, he says he doesn't know if he wants to be a cop anymore. And like, you kind of believe it, but I think part of it, that's why it works, is part of it was maybe part of his plan. Part of it is probably true. Like there's just a very complicated, layered performance from Matt Damon. I thought he did a really good job.
He did. I mean, and that was like, I never had seen him in that type of role before. And he did a great job. As you said, knocked it out of the park. Toyman, any memorable or favorite scene you want to mention?
I'm going to piggyback on the Matt Damon love for a minute, because for me, I wouldn't call it necessarily feeling like he was being typecast here, but throughout the movie, I kept getting memories of The Departed. So that kind of made me more into Damon's character and his motivations and what he's doing. And I'm like, oh, is he doing it because of XYZ here, or is he doing it because of this? So,
well, that's like the same with Ben Affleck in Triple Frontier. Like that's what I was, we've seen these guys play these, we're not creating these scenarios in our heads. We've seen these guys play dirty cops before.
Maybe it was the beard, maybe it was the tattoos out of it, but it's like, I'm like, this is.
He looked very similar to how he looked in Triple Frontier.
I'm like, Matt Damon does not look like anything I've seen before. Maybe I'm just not remembering, but
And, he also threw a vertical suplex in the finale. Did you catch that?
He did. Yeah, he did. That was a very dark
swamp set piece. So Matt Damon busting out the wrestling moves.
Took a suplex swamp.
It would be the vertical suplex because it was in Florida. Championship Wrestling, and Gordon Soley would have called it that.
I will say one of my favorite scenes in the movie was not even any of the action set pieces or anything like that, but it was right after they stumble upon the house and then the two local cops show up.
Yeah.
And there's just this tense exchange where the local cops are like, hey, we didn't get a call on this. And Matt Damon's like, you see this fucking badge over here? Like, basically kind of like, throwing out the trump card that he's the superior officer. And just that interplay, it made you feel very uneasy. Like, okay, it's not just this, TNT unit where shit's going on. It's like, who else is in play here? Like, who else knows about the stash house? Is someone working with someone else? Anything like that? And then kind of the twist, not just about the characters, but about the actual neighborhood, about the surroundings. I thought that was really well done because you're waiting for the other shoe to drop on one of these cops, and then you're like, oh shit, like we're all caught up in this right now. So it's like no matter what you're looking at that money, you're getting greedy or you're on the up and up, but now you're in a whole other layer of shit because where you are is not just this ordinary old lady's dilapidated house.
Right. Oh yeah, the movie does a great job of like continually adding. Like the minute they step through the gate, like the tension starts building a little bit. The girl that lives there, it's kind of weird, and like the tension never releases; it just keeps building. Like you said, then then those two cops show up, then the weird stuff goes on in the neighborhood. Then they all start kind of turning on each other a little bit. Like so, the tension just keeps ramping up, and it never kind of releases until the very end. So
the neighborhood being foggy, like it's like what do we say, like overcast or whatever like that. But it almost gave you like a horror vibe. It didn't even feel like an action movie. Like when they're like walking the street and kind of like searching
like nobody's out there.
It's all,
yeah, it did because like they pull up, you're just like, oh, it's a house on the end of a cul-de-sac, and then at this point you realize like, oh shit, this whole like block may be like something going on.
Yep.
Yeah, like it's a whole cartel neighborhood or something.
Right. Yeah. Every one of these houses has $20 million in it,
and that's why nobody's poking their head out because they're like, oh shit, we're supposed to be. Yeah.
One of them even says, like, did you see that story about the cartels buying up blocks of residential houses and stuff?
Yep. So, yeah. And again, if you're going into it expecting like nonstop action, you will be disappointed. But I'll tell you what, when that action hits, it hits. And
to be fair, they list it as a thriller on Netflix.
Right.
So I think they've done an adequate job of kind of, setting expectations in marketing.
Sometimes the trailers can fool you.
Yeah.
Because obviously they like to put the bigger stuff in there. Like it reminds me of The Amateur that came out. Was it called? Yeah, The Amateur last year. Like the trailer showed all the freaking action sequences, and then
I saw a trailer recently. Oh, it's for that new, which I love that movie Ready or Not. I don't know if you guys have seen it.
That's a great movie.
Well, they're making like they're making a second one, but they're also making another version. Another movie that's very similar to it. I can't think of what the name of it now is, but and I swear they showed the entire movie in the credits. Like they showed like one of the main character antagonists in like the opening few seconds of the trailer. Like, oh, okay, that's gonna be the bad person. They showed their death in the fucking trailer. And it's like, I don't need to go. I think I put in the comments, I was like, well, I don't need to go see the movie. Like it literally showed way too much. Yeah. I was a few seconds in, I was like, oh, it's going to be like Ready or Not. Yeah, I'll watch more of that. And by the end of it, I was like, I don't need to see it. Thanks.
Saved you some time, saved you some money. But yeah, the action when it is there is very good. As you said, Ryan, kind of have that duel. Both Ben and Matt get their action moment, and as we point out, Scott Adkins, he's a supporting dramatic actor in this. Good for you, Scott Adkins.
Showing that he's got range.
Indeed.
He's having a little bit of a moment. His John Wick went over really well. He got the doing something a little bit different there, but he's still action oriented. And now we're moving into maybe some more kind of like drama type things.
Yeah, it's almost again what we were talking about with our wrestling endeavors. Like it's just timing, and like he first came up when the action scene was kind of relegated to just being direct to video, and he wasn't breaking through. But but now slowly but surely he's kind of getting there, and he's working with bigger stars, and that's gonna, more people are probably aware of Scott Adkins in the past few years than they were in all the years combined, honestly, at least on a mainstream level. So again, good for him. Maybe he'll eventually share one of our posts.
They Will Kill You is the movie I was talking about.
Okay.
Which comes out on the very same day as Ready or Not 2.
Oh,
that seems
for the same
high.
audience.
Yeah, that's literally the same movie. Like the minute I saw that trailer, I was like, "Oh, it's like Ready or Not." Okay, cool. And the sequel, they come out the same day. That seems.
Is Menachem Golan running one of them and Yoram Globus running the other? It seems like dueling Lambada movies.
We must beat Ready or Not 2.
So
that's not like a Barbenheimer situation. They have the exact same movie.
Well, there you go. All right. Anything else we want to talk about? This brand new Netflix film, The Rip. And if you have not seen it, I think it seems pretty obvious that all of us would suggest checking it out.
Absolutely. I do find it interesting. I don't know if any of you guys have checked out the other one, but in a very kind of Armageddon Dante's Peak situation, we also got that Jason Momoa, Dave Bautista team up movie like at the exact same time.
It's not out yet. It's coming up.
Yeah, but I mean, like around the same time. We're talking within a week or so of each other.
I will be. I plan on watching that. I believe that's next. When I think the 28th.
That one looks a little more like playful, but again, it's two big blockbuster names on a streaming service, buddy. Or kind of like
a buddy cop comedy.
Kind of, yeah.
And it has an exploding helicopter in it.
There you go.
The trailer gave that away. But that was good. I sent it over to our friend Will, and he was quite happy to add it to his list. So, Toyman, your final thoughts on The Rip?
I don't think there's really much more to say without going into spoiler territory, which we want to avoid that, being that it's a new release. This is one of the ones that I don't want to say it's rare that we all unanimously praise something. Sometimes we have like our little caveats to it, but really, I didn't have anything wrong or anything negative to say about this one. Even though we've certainly seen our fair share of movies, this one did keep me guessing all the way until the end with the big reveal. So I appreciate the fact that this one wasn't just a simple, easy watch. This one actually kind of made you put a little bit more effort into paying attention and trying to figure out where it was going to go. And so I'll give them credit. They crafted a really, really good, well-paced thriller. I think the setting was great. I think the characters were well done. I think the motivations, when they were made clear, I think everything made sense. Like I said earlier, I'm glad it wasn't swerves just for the sake of trying to be twisty. So yeah, I mean, I would highly suggest that if you haven't seen it, definitely check this one out.
To go back to our original kind of framing, this would be good in theaters. If I went to a theater and paid money for this, when I walked out, I'd be like, that was a good movie.
Yep.
So it passes that Netflix level of, is it only good on Netflix rule or whatever.
Very true. Very true. And yeah, I will just echo all your thoughts because I'll just be repeating everything you just said.
You all liked it.
It's a good movie. Thumbs up all around over here. Check it out if you have the Netflix.
Give it a rip.
Give it indeed. So there you have it, folks. That is our podcast review of The Rip, now available on Netflix. Folks, you could tell us what you thought. You could, if you haven't watched it or if you have watched it, let us know what you think about it on social media, because you can do so at Bulletproof Pod on X and on Blue Sky and at Bulletproof Action on Instagram and Facebook. Also, Ryan Campbell desperately wants you to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
So desperately, like it keeps me up at night if you're not over there subscribing. I can see the percentage of you all that listen on YouTube and don't subscribe. So
yeah. If you're already listening, just subscribe.
Yeah, these things are like an hour long. You mean you're gonna sit there and listen to us for an hour and you can't scroll down like 3/4 of an inch and click subscribe? Come on.
Right. 3/4 of an inch is all we're going to ask from you. What? Listen now. So there you have it.
I've heard that one before.
Indeed. I also want to talk about Letterboxd. I talked about it last time. I have taken on quite the task on my personal letterbox, Chris the Brain. For those of you who want to follow, I am making a list of every movie that I have reviewed on bulletproofaction.com.
Dang.
And I'm up.
That's a sizable list.
I am up to 2020. Care to guess how many movies are on my list as of right now?
Jeez.
Just for like the first
from the you're just site related, like from the start of the site to 2020.
Yeah, through the end of 2020. Yep.
320.
Okay, Toy Man.
Guess how many jelly beans?
186.
Oh boy, Ryan Campbell, you're closest without going over because it's 552.
Holy shit!
Jesus,
that's a lot of movies in
really
4 years.
Wasting my life. Anyway, folks, and you know what?
I was aiming low because way back then, that's when Chad Cruz was contributing more.
He was, but you know, at the very beginning, like we were both do posts on a day. Like we'd have 2 posts a day sometimes. So we were just trying to build up a catalog there.
Yeah.
And then, as time went on, but then of course, I think 2020 was also an interesting year.
Oh, for sure.
So I think I kind of picked it up because, and we had obviously then Matt joined in, Ryan started doing more, you started joining in. We had RTG for a little while. He was going hog wild on those. So and again, those were just the ones I reviewed. I didn't count like if I did a 10 things or a 5 questions or a whatever movie. I'm just counting pure reviews. 5,
just bullet,
So that's when I would do obviously do TV shows. Those aren't movies. So 552.
That is right. That's what people subscribe for. Subscribe for that brilliant insight that movies or TV shows are not movies.
Thank you. That's what I'm here for. But so there you go, folks. 552. By the time you listen to this, I may have added another year or 2. I'll get through it. But I was like, oh, this is so many. But you can check that out. If you're on Letterboxd, again, Chris the Brain, it's Bulletproof Pod for the official Bulletproof Action one, which archives all the things we talk about here on the pod and what gets covered on the site. So there you go. Some of our lists that we've done over the years are on there as well. So all of that great stuff. Toy Man, we got to talk about this gentleman before we go, because news came out last week. Bruce Liang, one of the clones, has passed away at the age of 77. Very sad news. But you know what? He was like the lesser of all the clones. He looked nothing like Bruce Lee, but boy, did he have some charisma to him.
He had charisma, and he's the only clone who teamed up with Popeye.
That's true.
Dragon Lives Again was always one of my favorite goofy kung fu movies. And then obviously as I got older and learned more about Bruceploitation and what went into that, that one, it's just so silly and out there, but it is not without its charm.
I love him in Call Me Dragon. That's probably my favorite one. And then he kept going. It wasn't like a Bruce Lee situation where he kind of got out of it because he was sick of doing all these Bruce Lee clone movies. He was in Kung Fu Hustle. He was a big part of that movie. So, Bruce Lee had a very long career, and very sad to hear that. Kind of woke up on Sunday to that news. I'm like, oh, this isn't 2026 has already been kind of rough, but he will be missed for sure, and we might have to do Call Me Dragon at some point.
I'm down. Let's do
this
it.
Year.
I'm sure Ryan Campbell has not seen that one, correct?
I'm sure he has not.
No, you're correct in your assumption.
So there you go. And when it's time to do a classic kung fu, I think we'll do that one for Bruce. But you know what we're gonna do next time, right here on the Bulletproof Podcast, folks?
I don't know. I feel like I got like 6 tabs of movie links. So what are we doing next?
You should only have one more, and it's called Eliminators, which will celebrate its 40th anniversary later this month. This movie you've never seen a movie like this, and there's never been another movie like it since. It is a entirely unique premise, and God bless Empire for coming up with this one, man. This is just, I mean, we'll get into it obviously next week when we talk about it officially, but come on now, Tony. Can you compare this to anything else that ever was made?
I can compare it to fantasy booking my action figure collection
Right.
as a young man. So it was like all of my toy playing dreams come to life on the screen.
Yeah. This is like, you go to grandma's house where you don't have like your official toys. It's just like random shit. And you somehow try to match it up.
Toy that she bought you.
Oh, I got one.
It's like one of those old brown like paper boxes that is like stuff like just slides up under a end table, and you just gotta pull it out and make it work.
Like, oh, here you go. I got one guy from Tron.
There's like some random Lincoln Logs in there too.
I've got a Clash of the Titans guy, and I've got this off-brand GoBot, and some Karate Man. That's what Eliminators is, and it's beautiful, folks.
I like it. That's a good way of selling it.
We're going to talk about it. It's the random box of toys that was turned into a fucking movie, and we're going to talk about that. And then the next week, we're talking, and I did check. There's a couple copies now, not just R. Marcos Taylor's. We're going to talk super fights from Seasonal. Get ready, folks. Keith Vitale portraying Vince McMahon. That's how I'm going to sell that one for you. So we've got 2 big weeks coming up: Eliminators and Super Fights. Very exciting times here on the Bulletproof Podcast. Toyman, do you have anything else you want to say? Do you want to filibuster for a few minutes? Do you want to say something to the people out there?
The world is listening.
I mean,
or at least
I just want
Japan and
Japan. Oh yeah.
Has Japan picked up? Do we have now? Are Japan and China in a competition to see who are the more avid Bulletproof Action fans?
Well, China is more the site than the podcast.
Yeah,
probably because they can't get the podcast.
You know who was big on? You know who was big today as we're recording this, and we're recording. This is like one of our almost live episodes because
we are the night before.
as soon as we're done, I'm going to be getting it ready to go up.
I guess I gave it away when I said I was watching the college football championship. So
that's true. That is true for any fellow sports fans out there. But yeah, I'm going to look right now. I don't know if Japan continued. I know the website France. We were big in France. So I don't know if I don't know where that came from. And that was before we even had our special Gregor, our special correspondent from France has a very interesting interview. You know the character Tintin, Ryan Campbell.
Yeah.
Well, there was like live action Tintin movies back in the day that I was unaware of. But so Gregor, he interviewed the guy who was Tintin in the movies, and I'm like, I didn't even know this was a thing. So if you're real old school, you want to read about an action pioneer, that's also up on bulletproofaction.com. I'm going to take a look at. People are just fascinated when we look shit up, and
they like to know how things are going.
And waste time.
You've invested time in listening to us. Sometimes.
I mean, if you got to this point, you're a real one, as they say.
But also, I'll add, just keep tuned in for the Night of the Seven Kingdoms. We should also have soon the Monarchy Legacy of Monsters Season 2 coming up here soon.
Yeah, I think one of your series ends, and the next week another one picks up. So Ryan Campbell, no weeks off for Ryan Campbell.
That's right.
Japan had that original 186. The one person downloaded every episode at the time that was available, and they've never come back since. But they got a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah, we'll build up another tranche of episodes, and then we'll come download those.
It's like buying in bulk. It's like they went to BJ's.
That's right.
Yeah, they did, and so there you go. So the U.S. is back on top with 40% of our downloads, and good for you, USA.
Well, I was just going to say that to cap out January next week, I will have another No Surrender Cinema going up. I mentioned it previously. I believe it was during the Nowhere to Run episode that I found a bit of a Roger Corman rarity. I have not seen it on streaming or even on YouTube in years up until recently. I do own the DVD. It is tucked away in one of several bins, and I was thinking about digging it out, but thankfully someone has uploaded it, so I don't have to go hunting in my vast DVD collection. Yes, I am lazy also. But a movie called
vast DVD collection that you never access. So do you even really have it?
They're all shrink wrapped.
I access it all the time. I'm sitting right next to several shelves full of great DVDs that are unwrapped and watched.
I'm going to add. How are they? Oh, unwrapped. Okay. Thank you. Go on.
Unwrapped and watched. Yes. But the movie is called Under Oath. I will not spoil the review, but it takes great inspiration from gang related. So whereas we talked about The Rip tonight, I will have another cop crime thriller to close out January next Wednesday. Look for that new No Surrender Cinema.
Can I spoil something about that movie?
You can.
Because I was not familiar with it, so I was doing some research. I saw the trailer on YouTube, and based on the trailer, there is one Bastards in.
There you go.
There could be more, but they said Bastards in the trailer, and I said, "Oh, that's interesting."
So it has piqued your interest.
Indeed, it has. You can go over. And that's another thing about Bruce Leong. I just added him to the Count the Bastards list in the number 2 spot for the Fist, the Kicks, and the Evils. 26 Bastards? Let me take a look. 24 maybe. Here we go. It had. Oh no, I was in the middle. Hit the one in the middle, said Paulie. 25 Bastards.
Jeez,
87 minutes, 3 minutes.
That's a shit. Bastards.
That's a BPM of 329, folks.
I hope he was made aware of this before his sad passing.
Maybe.
That's not a father to be found, man.
That's good. Still not anywhere near the number 1 movie, The Bastard. 46 total Bastards in that one. 102 minutes. Bastard per minute, 213. That's going to take some doing to get to that one. But there you go, folks. Count the Bastards. You can check that out as well on bulletproofaction.com. All right. I think we've killed enough time now. We've hit the 1 hour mark. Try to at least give you an hour every week. Sometimes we go way over. Sometimes we just barely make it.
But it's all entertaining.
Well, that's in the eye or the ear, in this case, of the beholder. All right, folks. Thank you so much. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
And as always, of course. What choice do I have? No, I mean, I'm sure I couldn't replace you with like Chad Michael Collins and I don't know, Louis Tan. I'm not that friendly with Louis. He's good, though. I can't wait to see him in Mortal Kombat 2. All right, anyway, folks. Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. And as always, stay tuned for more of the Bulletproof.